Become a member, sign in, and start streaming today.
Hey, if we go back to the beginning of the show and talk about, one word or phrase, talk about 2019, we might have to add long-winded because we've only gotten through a couple topics. And here we are towards our very favorite part of the show. And for this case, since it's a year in review, we're going to do Disgrace of the Year. And we always, as we always do here, start with Ms. Calhoun. Your Disgrace of 2019, you can go as local or as global as you feel like.
Well, I always stick with local, and wow, we are going to be really stuck locally when we can't fly out of Denver International Airport because it is such a mess there. I mean, a year ago it was a mess, and basically the floor plan is exactly as bad as it was a year ago. The difference now is the contractor who was turning it into a giant shopping mall was fired. We're paying off, at least it's going to be $250 million, $250 million before we're done on this, and probably more. And we're going to be years behind. And as you try to navigate it this holiday season, trying to figure out what door to go in and how you get on the train and everything else, enjoy, because it's going to be lasting for several more years.
It explains that new ad campaign at Newark Airport saying, hey, it's not DIA. So, David, your Disgrace of the Year.
Jeremy Corbyn, who transformed what had once been one of the great political parties of the Western world with leaders like Clement Attlee into the largest pro-terrorism, Jew-hating political party in the West, deservedly got trounced in the British general election, fewer Labour seats than in any election since 1935, but the hate and bigotry with which he has infected that party still remains. There's a lot of those haters still in the leadership, and I hope the Labour voters are able to purge those kind of unpatriotic, bad people from the once great party.
Eric, your Disgrace of 2019.
It's been, unfortunately, a good year for autocrats. I honor a couple of them on my holiday sweatshirt here, but whether we're talking about Putin, whether we're talking about Erdogan in Turkey, Modi in India, Xi in China, our own wannabe autocrat here in the U.S., it's a good year for autocrats, which means it's a dangerous time for everyone else.
Natasha.
I've got a lot.
Go for it.
So we'll start with the RTD gravel pit. We will talk about the Broncos Rapids and the Rockies, but more seriously, the treatment of children who are being detained in the U.S. and the immigration centers. But the moment for me that's really going to stick out, I think, in people's memories in April when a woman traveled to Colorado and shut down the entire metro area. That's something that our children are going to remember, and of course, anyone who was involved in that sort of standstill moment.
Well, we're not going to have a holiday special, list of press. We're going to end on a high note. Time to say something nice. Your Say Something Nice for 2019, Patty.
I'm going to say something nice about all our viewers who continue to put up with us, especially me, all year long, no matter what mistakes we made, our predictions that went awry. But understand that we like to talk about the city and the state we live in. We like to have relatively civil discourse around the table. And most people in Colorado like to have civil discourse with each other. So let's go out over this holiday season and have some nice conversations.
Hear, hear. Well said, Patty. David.
The great people of Hong Kong, they're the ones who are stunning and brave and really standing up for liberty. They're the people of the year.
Eric.
Well, ditto to David on that, but I'm going a similar place to where Patty was. It's our viewers and beyond our viewers, which is a wonderful but not huge audience, but bigger than many people might surmise. Anyone out there who believes and does their part to promote civil discourse, to use Patty's words, to get out of their political bubble, to actually consider and dialogue with people of a different viewpoint, hooray to them.
Hear, hear. Natasha.
To voters, anyone who votes, it's such an important part of our democracy. But additionally, arts and culture in the city and in the state, we've had wonderful books, we've had all kinds of beautiful performances, and then something like the Mission Ballroom, which I'm still waiting for someone to say they saw a bad show at. There's just a lot going on in the city and the state.